Hello, hello, and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Happy Monday. It's a sad Monday. It's a sad Monday. Tomorrow, I return to work. I know. It's unfortunate. But it has to be done. It has to be done. I've already counted the days until the next 3 days. Actually, it's what's the next holiday? It's the 11th. The next holiday is on a Tuesday. Oh, god damn it. Next day off is on a Tuesday. Really? Actually, hold on. Is it 11th? Oh my god, it's freaking Tuesday again. Okay, it is what it is. I'll have a random Tuesday off. Man, I hope I don't get sick on that Monday right before. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. I have spent pretty much the majority of the day. Okay, I don't know about majority. At least half of the day, yesterday and today, on basically making my game less hard referenced. I guess that's the best way of describing it. We'll continue doing that during the stream. Still got a bit to go. But basically, my player was 1.1 gigabytes of memory for the player in terms of memory when it's loaded. Now, most of that is not needed to be loaded right away, even though, I mean, it's a lot of it is from the game mode and things of that nature that's already automatically loaded, but it doesn't need to be. And so that's what we're working on, or going to be working on. It's lots of cleaning up. Cleaning up, making better. That's the plan. Plan. Yeah. So I started at 1.1 gigabytes. So 155 megabytes. Because this entire thing, this entire area is 718 megabytes. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of this entire section. Pretty sure everything in this entire section does not need to be referenced. So, theoretically, this is going to go down to like 40-ish megabytes total once I finish this. But until then, we got a few things to do. Yeah, it's just a few things. Thankfully, nothing crazy. I already did a lot, to be fair. I generally have done a lot because, like I said, I've already spent like a good amount of time doing this. But basically, what I'm doing is anywhere where I'm using things like the actual game mode, I instead do get the generic game mode, and then I do get that unlocks, and that gets me the same variable without the direct requirement for it. Yay! Just like that. Magic. It's like magic. Well, how does this work? So before it was a very, so I guess, you know what? I should probably just do this. Let's just do this. There we go. Right, so right here, same thing. Swap that over. Oh, it's literally this one. Okay, that's easy. So it's not hard, but it just takes a little bit of time. It's a tiny bit of time. So that's going to be what we're going to be working on. I also, over the weekend, I did download a few animations from Mixamo, and I've converted them to the mannequin, but I haven't converted them into sprites. So we will have new animations once we start working with stuff. So yeah, toggle starting cards. I don't want to toggle. I want to set. Okay, well, let's do set starting cards. So here, set starting cards. I'm gonna be doing actually a lot on the right side, so I'm actually just move myself to the left. So this is, oh, this is just open. So do this, and then we go to the game mode. Cards. And then here we basically need to do oh wait, hold on, no, wrong one. I meant to put it here. Input, not output. Sets starting cards open. There we go. Much better. Save starting cards. I don't think I have a save starting cards. One. Oh, this is, ooh, this is the old one. Am I using this? I don't think I need to use this. I just need to do save low game, I'm pretty sure. Only thing here is it takes in the game instance. What? I don't need to do this. Get game instance. I mean, I don't know why I'm passing that through. It's not needed. Okay. And then this is save. This says starting cards, but we're going to save everything. This is... Yeah, we want to do save every time. They might need to rework when the saves happen, but that's down the line. Is this the same? I think it's the same minus this. So what we can do is kill this. Put both of them in here. And then do this. There you go. Much better. And then we continue. One by one they fall. Well, is this this is the quit. I don't need all of this. This is on key down. This used to be on quit UI. Yeah, I don't need to do all of this. I set up a nice little function library that just does it for me. All I need to know what is the parent that we are removing, which is itself, right? This is the main one. Yeah. Bam. Nice. Very nice, very nice. I've been also trying to figure out what the hell to do about the airblade. The airblade weapon we don't have a like effects for figured out. I don't want to do the same attacks as the regular weapon because it's not thematic for the weapon. So there's a chance that the airblade will be replaced with something else. There's a chance. I'm not saying it's a high chance, but it is a chance. Basically based off of what we have effects for. Now, hopefully, that'll be fine. Hopefully, we'll have something. But I don't know. I could use like some of the other effects from the packs that we didn't use in this one for the airblade, potentially, but none of them are kind of air themed. So we have effects, just gotta figure out which ones to use. Try keep this clean. Okay, so that's the all the game mode references. So I can kill the variable. There we go. Bam, done. Close you. Yeah. I feel like at this point I have I have done everything I need to. Ooh, in terms of the creating the widgets. Ooh, I need to pass through the owner for the cards to know which one to close. Unless I need to close them based on not card mode, it has to be... I need to change it to what it is. Was it a preview mode? I would want... Well, what we could... okay, let's first of all remove this. Right, it's on here. Owner. But I don't use it on this one, but I use it inside of the children. So it wouldn't be on the deck builder version. It would be on the collection version, I think. Which I could see. We're spawning in the basic one. So I could do a version that is preview only. So what I can do is duplicate this. And this is the one. Here's the preview one. Hey, Shastri, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. 4-day work week should be a thing. 4-day work week would be nice. Yeah. For the same pay. 4-day work week should be a thing. And it should be that we work still 8 hours a day. A total 32 hours a week for the same pay. I vote that. Just so we're clear. Yes, same pay. Yeah. Yep. Now, I'm all for it. This one needs to do... I don't think I even need to do anything on... I do... What I could do is, on the HUD, check if... I know what I could do. Get open main open widget to close. Output would be a widget object reference. Hey Leo, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Moment. This one. And then we can check Boss Card Shop. With Boss Card Shop is different. Game Over is different. It's literally just deck builder or Is it just the deck builder? Okay, for now, I'm just gonna pass through the deck builder. One second. Get HUD. Okay. You forgot that data assets have functions in them? Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of them. Why else would you use them if not for that? You saw this crazy talk by Lockheed Martin. Name sounds familiar, but that's all. They're using LLM pipeline and Gen AI to create trees and behavior trees and state trees in Unreal. I mean, how? Because there's a lot of logic that's custom to whatever you're doing. Unless it like doesn't do all the blueprinting for you. Because you need to know the character, you need to know the variables in the character, how it's set up, where it's set up, right? There's like so much stuff you would need to know to actually make it work. But if it just creates the logic of what you need to do, then sure. Are they doing the I mean, I'm not going to watch the talk. If you want to give me the TLDR, I'm for it. But I'm probably not going to watch the talk. I'm not much a watching talks kind of guy. I'm probably going to need to remove the owner, but we'll see. Lockheed Martin is a defense contractor. They're using Unreal to create simulations of military doctrine? I mean, sure. Sure. Why not? Use LLM to process military doctrine and feeding that into generative AI. And generative AI generates the AI code based on developer's prompt. I mean, look, I've tried to generate a lot of things with it. With like ChatGPT, with Grok. I would not trust that on the government level even a little bit. No, can we get some proper programmers, please? And developers? I don't want anything AI generated at that level. Thank you. I just closed a tab that I meant to delete a variable in. Well, I'm not using it anymore, so it's fine, but I need a Control-Shift-T. What tab did I have open? Shit. Oh, you know what? I don't have that, but I have what's a thing called a stream. Which means... was it deck card? That's what it was. Ah, still be used. Huh. Still a lot of them here. Yeah, this whole with UI that's what you said. It's a crazy experiment, a crazy project. Yeah, that sounds crazy. So far as your understanding goes, data tables are more easy to edit, but data assets are more stable and have more functionality. Can you edit a data table at runtime? I didn't know you could save it to a data table. As far as I understood and saw, you can only read a data table. You cannot write to a data table. Because that would change a lot for what I'm doing, if that you can do that. But I didn't see any way of writing to a data table. And see all the info in rows. Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, you can create a data table any way you want. You can only write to data assets and read. Yeah, so you can do both on data assets, but you cannot do both on a data table. You only read from data table. How did I just call it? Get main open, budget to close. I like data tables. I try, like I mentioned in the Discord, like I tried to do
ads are here.
Data assets.
Pausing for ads.
I tried to use data assets. I really didn't like it. It's just, I was like, reading the information was a pain in the ass. And in the end, I just stored everything in a struct and I was happy. Instead of storing it all inside of a there and then finding functions. What if the functions are the same? Do I put it all into the blueprint function library then? If they're multiple are using the same thing, making children of it, but then yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because the way I was building it, like, oh, we'll use part of this one and part of this one. Well, then what? It can't be a children of both. Only be children of one. So that's right. It became such a mess. It was like so fast. I'm like, oh no. Just. I was like, Nice thing about data tables, you can take CSVs. Yeah, both to generate them, but not after. Like you can't write to a CSV. I don't think you can write to a CSV file, right? Could I make a calculator that takes in CSV math equations and outputs CSV files with their answer? That'd be funny. Yeah, I don't think so. I didn't think so either. Not you. Starting card section, that's the same one, right? Yeah, I should be able to just grab this. I think. Let's do. Keep that there. We'll just move this one. But let's just double check it. And I'll just delete it. I was like, do I want to keep it? I was like, although it has to like different areas as well. Yeah, this all looks the same. Does it? Hold on. No, this is different. Just select different deck builder areas. This is select different. I just don't need this. Well, I need that. I don't need this. Now it's the same. Yes. Okay. Only data tables support modding? What do you mean by modding? I know if it's paranoia, but it's just one-time thing. It was just data tables being old, or if it was Unreal being Unreal. The bug made you wonder what you shouldn't put in a data table? Because your struct is fairly large with a lot of things in it for the ability data. So why don't you just put it into separate structs? If it's going inside the data table, just put each struct as its own thing in the data table. Why do you need to combine it then? I mean, if it's in the data table, you don't even need to combine. You just put it all in the data table as is, if you really wanted to. But oh, right, but you would need multiple data tables. Sorry, right, you would need multiple data tables for each thing, which I think I mentioned at one point. Trying that way. Hey, Skronek, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Like mods? Why are you thinking about mods at this point? Why are you don't even have a base game of any kind. Why are you thinking about modding? Like, I know you should plan ahead, but like, I feel like it's a little way too far ahead. The struct is made of multiple structs already. I would tell you. You're not just mentioning? Okay. Okay. Now we can close this. You love my advice. Always like, why don't you just do it right? Just do it right. It's easy. No, what? That's not my advice at all. My advice very often has been, don't do what's right. Just do what works, figure out what works, and then once you know what works and what you're going to be doing, then do it how it's supposed to be done. Like right now, I'm refactoring the entire thing to do it properly. I've been working on this game for over a year, but I'm only doing it now. Why? Because until then, I've changed things so many times. If I did it right from the very beginning, then I would waste so much time. The amount of times things have changed and me doing this over and over and over would have been wasted. I would have been like another half a year at least in the future is when I would be like, okay, at the same spot. You know, that's the thing. If you have like a plan for your game, you know exactly how it's going to be, how things are going to work, everything figured out, and you're not like prototyping or figuring the game out, and you have a game design document, then yeah, just follow it and make it proper from the get-go. But unless you have that, if you're like an indie dev making your own game, trying to figure things out, when you're trying things out, it's fine to not make them clean and good at the very beginning. Do I not have a selected area one? I don't. This is deck builder selected area. It should not be in the game mode because this has changed. This was meant to go on the HUD. Because the deck builder. Get deck builder selected area. That's the paradox. It works, but something bugged you to make it not work that one time. So now you're getting paranoid about bugs. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to say it. You're getting paranoid, which is fine. But just know that bugs will happen randomly. You just have a hiccup and things will happen. It doesn't mean that that's how it is. Like I have a bug right now where the drums do not work on one of the bosses. Why? I couldn't tell you. I've tried it so many times. It's only happened twice ever. Once what happened to be when I was recording when I was recording the devlog out of all times. So yeah, I mean it could happen. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna like scrap the entire thing and not do it the way I was doing it. No, I'll find the bug eventually and I'll clean it up. But again, I'm very carefree, so you know that's kind of the thing. You added attribute temporary. You added attribute temporary editing functionality. You're officially set to be able to make and add subtracts from gear when you inevitably reach that point, or pretty much from anywhere. You can temporarily change an attribute. What are you doing? What are you making? Sorry, wrong words. What are you making? You're adding all this functionality, but what is the actual gameplay? Like, because it sounds like you're making an insanely huge game, but only from the like statistics of it, basically, of the current moment, right? Because I don't think, because you haven't talked about the actual gameplay yet. So what's the gameplay? If it's not a secret, it could be a secret. Be hush hush. First question should be, is it fun? Well, no. If you're very early on, there's nothing fun about it. You know, it can be fun once there's a game, but you know, I want to know what the game is. You equip a piece of gear, add, yeah, like all that makes sense. Yeah, this is just normal stat stuff. Totally get it, Leah. I'm just curious, what is the gameplay of the game? You have passive that temporarily gives you crit rate, etc. You can reverse it. Gameplay's still working on that. That's what I had a feeling. I had a feeling, basically, that was the case. Or you don't know what the gameplay is, but you just really enjoy making the setup, which is fine. But I wanted to confirm it. You have some abilities, but that doesn't tell me the gameplay. Because right now, you're making abilities, making all this, but your final game could be none of those things. Because you haven't figured out what the gameplay is. And whether or not it's fun. Like, you haven't done, like, that stuff. So, yes, those are for the gameplay, but what is the gameplay? If you don't know what the gameplay is without testing it, there's a chance that you're going to want to not have those things. So you're going to feel it's going to be too convoluted. Right? For like your game. Now, I'm not saying, you know, necessarily stop and don't do what you're doing, but just keep in mind. It is possible that down the line, you'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to do it this way. I want to do something else. Like, I don't need the gear changes. This one needs to go after. You have an idea what the gameplay will be? It's just to reach there, you're like 70%? 70%, I mean, rather 30% is quite a lot still. You know, if it's paradoxical to say that, in order to even make the gameplay work, like abilities work, you need to make the abilities first. But what I'm saying is, so what's the gameplay that would involve using the, right? You're making abilities for a game, which is awesome. Who uses them? Why are they using them? Is going to be a action RPG like Path of Exile, we use those kind of abilities? Is it more of like, hey, MMO style ability, right? Like, the game changes all around that. Like, don't all the mechanics change around that. So that's what I'm trying to have you figure out. What is the gameplay? Abilities are something you're using during the gameplay, but what is like the game loop, basically? The gameplay loop. Like, what kind of game is it? What do you do? Without specifying any abilities. We're assuming abilities happen, but right, what's the gameplay? You can add bonus modifiers based on the shape of the gear they put on. You're tempted to just straight up make the rogue class off rip and just fix the bugs in it later on. Players and enemies use abilities similar to Diablo, I'd say. Top-down action RPG. Okay. So you're making basically... So you... Okay. Okay. You're not going to be competing with Diablo and Path of Exile, right? Because, I mean, for obvious reasons. A little difference in scope. So what are you... Like, what's your... It's not really gimmick, but like, what's your twist on the genre? Or what are you doing? Or are you fine with being just like, hey, maybe, you know, get a little bit of that market? Because those are big games, like not one-person games typically, but... Can we have a decent conversation without you bringing up Path of Exile? Look, if you don't like Path of Exile, you don't have to listen to Path of Exile. But I enjoy Path of Exile, so I bring it up. Simple as that. I'm not gonna stop talking about things I enjoy. So it is what it is. Your game gimmick is being able to use two classes simultaneously in any run and be able to switch them out when you're in the town hub. Rogue Cleric, or Barbarian Alchemist, or Wizard, Archer, etc. Each of them have their own abilities. Some would have overlapping synergies. So wait, you're swapping them out in town? Not like in the dungeon or in whatever, like not in like actual combat? Because then you wouldn't have synergy, right? They'd just be one-ups. You just play a different character. Not in dungeon. So then I'm gonna ask the stupid question. Why not just have you pick a class and you play that class, and if you want to pick a different one, you play a different one? Like, if I want to play a rogue, why don't you just play a rogue? And then if I want to play a barbarian, I'll play a barbarian. That would just pretty much make people just swamp. Literally yeah, but I'm talking like, I'm talking from it as from the point of view of a player, right? So from the point of view of a player, I can swap in town, which is the same as me just picking a different class. I mean, if anything, you can make all of the classes automatically level with whatever you're playing, and then you can just swap at any time to be a different class and not have it be, so you're having a pairing, but why have a pairing if you, like, there has to be something going on with a pairing, right? Like, you have to have a rogue and a cleric because there's some mechanics you cannot do on a rogue, some mechanics you cannot do on a cleric in the dungeon, or like whatever map or whatever you have, and then you swap in the dungeon and then you do the other classes thing. That to me makes sense. But if it's just in the hub, then it's like, okay. Why would I ever swap? That's the idea of pairing. So basically, you want to have it changed in the dungeon then? Because I think that could be cool. The idea is to try different pairings and see which playstyle you prefer. No, I get it, but again, if your swap is only in the dungeon, as a player, I'm not incentivized to ever swap. Like if I'm enjoying the rogue, why would I swap to the cleric? If I'm not forced to, right? I don't think I ever would. Just thinking of it like just from the point of view of a player, just I need an interface on this. I don't need an interface on this. I need it on the hub. That was me, not you. Maybe you don't get a choice. Maybe it's based on the gear you pick up. A goblin casts magic. Goblin gives you strength. I mean, that'd be cool. Theme representing what you mean by swap. You choose two classes at the start of a run. They can swap between them for the rest of the run. Okay, so in the dungeon, in the map, in the gameplay, not in the hub. Because you said not in the dungeon, no. You can swap out those two classes outside of the dungeons in the town hall. Yeah, so the like. I mean, I'm imagining Diablo, Path of Exile, there's a hub, and then you go out and actually do the actual map and dungeons and all that. But again, if I'm doing the dungeon and all that, and I'm not swapping, then I don't know. I don't know. For me, it feels like I have no benefit. I have no reason to swap them in the hub. You can swap out classes for other classes. In the hub, you are locked out of into those two classes you can pick at the start of the run. Okay, so you can swap the two classes out in the dungeons. So yes, it is possible to swap in the dungeon. Can exit the dungeon freely until you reach checkpoint. Don't pro me. You said no, not in dungeon. Nope. And now you're saying. I'm reading, Leo. He said you cannot swap in the dungeon. It's right. I'm just going off what you said and trying to understand. No, I'm asking if you can swap. Can you swap the two classes? Can you go rogue to cleric? I didn't think about swapping all classes because you already mentioned that it was already the two that are locked in together. I wasn't thinking about any of the other classes. You already gave me the pairings, so I was just only asking about the pairings. Oh. Really simple. You can swap between any of the classes in the pairings, yes. Okay, cool. That's what I was describing as. I thought that would be a cool mechanic. You cook a meal in town based on the ingredients. That's what magic style you get. The better you cook the meal, the higher your stats. You could definitely make a game like that. But I will say, people will just continue cooking until they get the stats they want, and then only then go into town. Probably. Unless you can do multiple cooks, only a certain amount of ingredients that you find in the dungeons. You can make a whole game for that. You can make an entire game. Sounds pretty interesting. Deck builder, deck search bar. Each bone you have has a different magic style, and the more you use the magic, the more brittle those bones become. For example, the reason you mentioned overlapping synergies, the rogue has a passive where you get a bonus crit damage on the amount of statuses you apply on an enemy. Uh-huh. And I assume all characters except the rogue have a ways of making use of that. Like every class gives you benefits that's good for every other class, but not themselves, I assume. Rogue Max can carry 3 status effects for his abilities, so you'd be a different class and give you access to other potential status effects. You get more crit. Okay, so that other classes can benefit the rogue. I assume the rogue can also benefit other classes, so that's probably how it works, right? Every class can benefit other classes except itself, effectively. That's so you have to use the synergy between the two. Sounds cool.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Some classes have their own playstyle in isolation, but also have synergy. I bet you all classes have to have some synergy, right? With all other classes. Because if a class doesn't have a synergy with one of the classes, you would never use those two together. I imagine. You want to be a bard herbalist? Specializes in songs about herbs and spices. Both classes get applied to the player. And since both have passives, they can have synergy. You can see wizard being used a lot already. I feel like you should just make the game with 2 characters. And then down the line, once you have game and it works with the 2 characters, then you start adding more. I feel like just the 2 characters make the game for that, and then I think go from there. That's how I do it. Take one class first. Drew a construction worker? Why not? You're leaning to the rogue because it's genuinely the easiest to make. Everything else would take a while. What about the rogue is simpler than the other classes, out of curiosity? Because every class seems to have synergy with every other class. Card sort type. Or is get card sorting. The GM card sorting. The longer you're in the denture, the dirtier you get, and you have to take a bath to clean your magic. Dash, smoke, smoke poison ball, crit passive, and throwing daggers. Okay, so for the synergy, can the rogue not make use of those things, where you have to swap out for the other class, right? I assume. Who's going to pay for all the daggers? The player who bought the game. He paid for the daggers. He paid for them all. Wait. Card sort type. There, that's the one I want. Most passives aids him with a lot of his kit. Do you mean legendary drops? No. I'm talking about the what's it called? The collector's edition that doesn't have the game. right? Because that's how it's done in the industry, I'm pretty sure. If I recall correctly, at least. Collector's edition, which gives you a QR code inside to order a premium collector's edition that has the game. Careful now, don't give them any ideas. That one seems almost good enough to actually make it to an idea. They might do it, they might listen. Hey, Guts, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Only the rogue can hurl daggers. Certain classes have additional effects. By default, daggers are melee only, but the rogue allows you to throw daggers as part of the class weapon specialty. So if you find a very nice dagger, then you gotta use the rogue. Come. Come. I don't have a thing for adding starting cards. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think terms ever came up. The road was going to farm and throw terms, you remember? Turnip throwing rogue. Hell yeah. I mean, you can make the rogue a farmer. Do they have a backstory? Maybe he's a farmer. You're both the rogue and the other. So wait, so you don't swap. So there are not like two characters you play. It's one character that just has both abilities. I thought you swapped. One character with both abilities. Why not make it two classes? Why not make it that you swap characters? I feel like that'd be fun. Like you have to manage swapping, and maybe there's a cooldown or something. I don't know. It's just me. I don't think I don't want to do this anymore. I should just save. You swap between the class abilities. It's probably one of those things that I need to visualize. So you don't have access to every ability when you pick the characters? You choose them? The rogue throws daggers. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, Stronic. I mean, he could be a, sword eater. The ones that do like, those. Eat swords, basically. Draw us a diagram. And there's three. Here's the thing, though. You have to understand. You're going to explain it to people that don't even understand game design. So this is good. If your idea is too convoluted to explain to people who do game design, then you need to, make it simplified. Probably. It's not? I mean, I don't know. It seems like we thought it was something very different from the explanation. I mean, visualize, obviously, they're gonna, probably explain most of the stuff needed, to be fair. It's not like you're only gonna have access to text, but still. Sorry, Shirley, I won't call you that anymore. Where is goodbye game on reference? This one have it? Do I just had it open for some reason? Okay, close you. Bunch of this one. Also, Shirley's a great name. I don't know why you don't like being called Shirley. It's a fine name. You hope that there isn't a food shortage in this village where you're going to be throwing all these turnips around. It would be cruel. See, now I want the rogue to be a like an actual thief, and then he lives on a farm with his family that's struggling, and they're growing turnips. Or actually, no, better yet, it's not your family, it's another family that's doing well off selling turnips. And you go out and you steal their turnips. But your family is too kind-hearted to accept the turnips that you stole. So you get annoyed and you throw them at people to let out your anger. I like this. I don't like if I have multiple. Oh, that's this one. Oh. Oh, so I put in the wrong thing. I put in the wrong thing. Deck builder, deck. There it is. Jesus Christ. And I put the wrong thing in. Good job, me. Good job, me. This needs a widget. Gotta look through a lot of errors, but that's fine. I'll fix it. Could you imagine a big horned demon trying to explain how you're going to make everyone suffer and you get hit in the face with a turnip? Is that a turnip? I mean, to be fair, you know, there are worse things to be hit by, so you're not gonna be that upset. At the same time, you will be very confused. Just not that upset, probably. Maybe parsnip, but not a turnip. Yes, it's turnips. I mean, I'll be honest. I just looked up turnip because I was like, just want to show people what a turnip is in case they don't know, and I forgot how much they look like a radish. All right, that's a turnip. I mean, radish. I mean, I guess not super much, but I guess depends on how red the radish is. For example, these are radishes. You can see they're not the same size, but right, they remind me of the radishes. So on this one, we also have freaking game mode reference, don't we? Yep. Yes, we do. Let's get rid of that. Got a great idea. A dungeon full of trampolines and only the big boys have jiggle physics. I don't know about that one, Chief. Hmm? I wish I could just sort this stuff. It'd be so nice. I can't though. Okay, copy, paste. There you go. This is coming from what? Our collection. Remember your young days on the farm? Your grandma would make you pick up like a rhubarb and hit you with it. You know, I've never had like fresh rhubarb, like the actual, you know, vegetable. The only time I've had rhubarb is when it's been mixed into like a dessert, like a rhubarb flavored thing. I've never actually seen or tasted actual rhubarb. Is that on Discord? Ooh. I'll check it out in a second. I'm curious. GitHub. I can't wait that once I finish all this, I'm gonna test things out and nothing's gonna work. That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hey, Sermon, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Okay. We got the town hall, and we got a dungeon / floor instance. So, we can do crafting. We can do class swapping / switching. You do gear management, etc. So you can't even change your gear in the dungeon. Okay. Class selection. Can swap/switch. So you can swap these around. So you can pick like which passive you want, and then whether you want Barbarian's ability D or Cleric's ability D. That's what I assume this means. Watch, he's gonna tell me I'm wrong. No, okay. You said I can, right here, it's right, it shows I can swap these to these. So I told you, watch, he's gonna say that's not what it is. The entire row. But I thought you played both of them, so why would you need to swap them? Just have both available. If you're not going to be switching characters, you might as well just have all of them available at the same time. That's why I was assuming that when you said, oh, we're not swapping, you just have both. Only class switching. I mean, I what you call switching, I call swapping. The swapping is, I usually assume with two things. I would call switching what you do in the town hall and swapping what you do in the dungeon. Like to swap, you usually swap two things, which means pairs. But that's me. I don't know. I would look into the definition though. I could be wrong. Can't switch. The abilities are locked to the class, but you said that you only play one character. If you only play one character with two sets of abilities, you might as well just have access to both, is what I'm saying. That's how I see it. No, it's not a text-only games, Gronek. He also uses imagination. I mean, everything does. Imagination.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Okay, well, while ads are going, I will be right back. I'm back. Time to make endgame level graphics, right? It's a prototype stage. Of course. Maybe you could do pictures or part of the picture wiggles and it makes you feel like it's almost animated. He's not making a text-based game. Or maybe, I mean, have there been any big text-based games recently? Maybe they're back in style. You don't know if you don't try. Just saying. And you've almost finished the ability system. You can begin to actually work on the abilities. Even down to making melee attacks work was something only recently integrated correctly. Having the hits, weapon trace, and register properly. Now you can finally go in and use the system to make melee attacks or in general weapons work. Just animation for those. Nice, nice. Yeah, I saw you got your trace all working. It's looking good. Are you gonna be making your own animations, or are you gonna be using like some of the ones you for free you find online? I don't think I have a remove card deck. No. And here we could do remove card from card deck. I might need to organize so much after I'm done with this. Time to start working on the season pass and DLC. Do it. Never too early. I'm pretty sure AAAs do that at the beginning of the process. Really, you want to make your own, but if you find something for free, you use it. Good part is, because of the systems you have in place, it's just a matter of swapping animations, or rather the montages. I mean, yeah, that's a normal one. I would hope that pretty much all animations are that way. They're not, but you would hope they are. You've seen some people's tutorials where it's hard referenced animes. I mean, that's fine. Like, unless you're showing the tutorial on how to like properly do it in a production setting, if your tutorial is just showing you how to set up animations, yeah, you're making that stuff hard referenced, because that's not part of the tutorial. If you did things 100% properly for the tutorials, your tutorials would be like 2 hours long, and then 10 minutes is the actual tutorial originally. So that's why people don't do that, including myself. Like in my tutorials, like I don't show like the best way to do X thing. I show a way of doing something. That you're getting to purchase any animations you want until you just walk around in T-pose. Until then, you walk around in T-pose. There's a game that simulates that to a degree. I'm not sure. I'm seeing if I can find it after this real quick. One sec. Just get to this. Get these. Plug you all the way through. I can find it real quick. I think it's literally called Microtransaction Simulator. Is it this one? No, I think it's a different one. No, I think it's a different one. There's one where you play like an actual character. Well, like every few moments it throws you microtransactions at you. Fake ones. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it, unfortunately. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, there's a game who made there's someone who made a game like that. Would it be weird if different weapons of the same class had different hitboxes? No, but it depends how different. Like if it is expected, like you have a two-handed sword, it has a bigger reach than a one-handed sword, that is fine. If you have a polearm, right, that has a bigger reach, right, the reach can change. But if you have two one-handed swords, the reach better be the same. It doesn't better be the same, but like it should be the same. There's no reason to complicate it where every weapon has slightly different reach. You can't be like, if it's like very slightly, where it's like effectively not noticeable, it's fine. No one's gonna care. But if it's like, oh, this sword has double reach compared to that sword, right? People are gonna be like, why? If two different longswords physically look different and thus had a slightly different hitbox. Again, if it's a slightly, where you're not gonna notice it as from a gameplay perspective, then it doesn't matter. If you're going to notice it, that's different. I really didn't have this set up. Boink, boink, boink. Who for thought, if you were to notice, it would be bad, I'm guessing. Unless it is a stat somewhere mentioned, I would assume it's a bug. Right, so like, for example, if you have a sword that's this length, right, this is the sword, and you have a sword that's just a little bit longer, right, like this is the difference. I might not even notice it. But if you had a sword that's like this and another sword that's like this, it's a droopy boy. And this has a hitbox that's like all of this area compared to this one. That better be a different type of weapon and not just be considered a regular sword. Like that used to be like, I know I'm wielding a different weapon. It could be a curved sword. But then like, again, then I would compare this curved sword to other ones that are like that shape. Right? I would expect that if I am a certain distance away from an enemy and one sword hits it, then all swords of that type should hit the enemy from the same distance. As long as this is true, it doesn't matter. As long as if it starts being false, where I no longer hit an enemy at expected distance, then I feel like at that point you'll either consider it to be a bug or like something odd's going on. If the game will explicitly tell you, hey, this has this reach or this range, then obviously then it's fine. Because as a player, you know, hey, this weapon has this much reach and it's a little bit longer than this one, so maybe you want to prioritize reach, right? If reach is a stat, then you could work with that. But it needs to be like either very obvious that it's going to be different and communicate to the player, or not different. Because I think anything other than that will either seem like a bug or just, yeah, I wouldn't do it. Wait. That should be here. What if you showed the hitbox shape as a visual? The player shouldn't need to see hitbox shapes. Why would I, as a player, care what the hitbox shape is? Unless I know what the hitbox shape of every single thing is, it's not, I don't know what to do with. I'm not a, as a player, I'm not a developer. Why are you showing me this information? That goes into my head, at least, the very first thing. Can you just not do that and scope creep unnecessarily? I mean, why don't you just have a standardized setup? Like, why are you trying to like add complexity where I don't think it's necessary? Right? You're not adding complexity for the player there. Right? You're not making it more fun by adding this complexity. You're just adding complexity. So maybe you don't need to add it. Because even a game like as complicated as like Path of Exile, with its giant tree, right, does not have that level of granularity. And that game's complex. I don't even know all the mechanics of that game. During the Q&A, they legit said they like when people make and submit games to do mods and apply for jobs in game dev. Well, yeah. Of course. You need experience in the to get a job that is a higher, like for a higher position, or like to get your foot into a bigger studio like that. Yeah, they're not going to hire a junior. Absolutely. That's extremely normal. But here's the thing, you need to finish whatever it is. Right? Yeah, people like when like if you're looking to like apply somewhere, people like it when you make a game. People like it when you do like a mod. But that assumes that you completed it. Because if it's not complete, it better be damn good. Because the first like part of it is very easy to do for a lot of people, but finishing something, some people just cannot do. And you need to know that the person you're hiring can do everything. I don't doubt that, Leo, but right. But I'm saying you could say you're working on a project for a long time, but when it comes to like applying, right, they're only gonna look at the final thing. Did you finish it? Or did you get it to the point where you're happy with it, where it is being called finished and being presented? If that is true, then you're good. Every day you're finding solutions to the things you have for the checklist of this game? Good. Continue making progress. Absolutely continue making progress. I've changed this game so many times, but I don't have a deadline for this, right? To me, this is still prototyping. I'm still figuring things out, still changing things. I've only recently decided to add weapon abilities. Well, I thought about adding it a while back, but now I've actually done it, right? So, yeah. Nothing wrong with that one bit. And everything VFX plus 3D modeling is what you want to tackle the most. But that would not be... That wouldn't be Unreal then. You would then just you specialize... If VFX, you specialize in Houdini, really. That's... Yes, you could specialize also in like Niagara, but really if you're going for effects, you need to know Houdini. Just telling you straight up, that is the bar, because you're not, Niagara cannot compete with Houdini, not even like they're not in the same ballpark in terms of like what you can do. So for games, yeah, you can do Niagara for games. Here's the thing. Niagara can work for any engine, because you can output from Niagara. I'm sorry, from Niagara. Houdini can work for any engine, because from Houdini you can output cards. You can output like just card simulations. You can output like the effect in different ways. You don't have to output a giant, very complex things. You can make yourself down and make it very performant and output that. So you can do tons. Again, that's more becoming more generalized as an effects person. If you want to, you can absolutely specialize yourself in specifically Unreal effects. In which case, yeah, you can get away with Niagara. Yep. But eventually you will need to like broaden. So this is Side Effects, the makers of Houdini. There's a whole section for game development. Because you could make so much with Houdini. If you know Houdini, you know enough. Because it can do so much. Like all this, right? Real-time effects, Houdini. Again, there's plugins for it, for Unreal. So you just bring things over from one to the other. Yeah, it's Houdini and Unity. Houdini. Unreal and Unity have plugins for it. Otherwise, you can output like effects that are different. But this is this is its own beast. I cannot do this stuff. I want to learn. Where is it? Do I have it? Thought I saw it. No. Procedural modeling, or no, yeah, procedural modeling basically. And it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. .3D models. Learn, if you want to do that, then learn Blender. I can give, I can give feedback for 3D models. Do you use Houdini? No, there's free version. Houdini Apprentice, free download. It doesn't have the plugin into Unreal with it, but to learn Houdini, you do not need to pay a single cent. Go download it. Trust me, bringing it into Unreal is not going to be the hard thing. Learning how to use the damn program is a hard thing, because the curve for it is insane. How do I keep making bookmarks when I don't want to make bookmarks? The curve for this, right? If this is difficulty and this is time, I feel like it's like that. It's not like this. It's like this. At least for me, it was. Like, I know some very small stuff with Houdini,
here.
but
Pausing
man.
for ads.
No, you can't make commercial assets with it, but when you make commercial assets, you need to buy the program anyway. And when you're learning, you shouldn't be making commercial stuff anyway. Focus on learning. Don't focus on trying to sell things. It's a good thing it's not a straight horizontal line at the max. Look, I never got past that hill. I know, I know just basic retopo stuff and auto UV stuff and Houdini, which is extremely powerful. The retopo and UV re-UVing of Houdini is amazing. Even just for that, I asked to get it at work. Not the effects license, the one below that, the core license. I think it's Houdini Core. There we go. Commercial. Well, there's no commercial license. I'll just reopen it. Oh, it's literally called commercial. Oh, yeah. You just need indie. You don't need commercial. You need indie. Indie is just based off your... There are commercial licenses that are made for people making less than $100,000 a year. But keep in mind, this is rentals. You don't ever buy and own perpetuity. So it's $300 per year. Or you can do a little cheaper. That's the indie. And the indie comes with the ability to use it with like Unreal and stuff. Yeah, right here. Unreal Unity. But only get this if you're going to use it. I paid for a 2-year thing at one point. I think it was on sale. And then I barely used it. Don't do what I did. Just try it, learn it, and then go from there. Goodbye. Okay. Another one down. My guess is if I looked at the my current character's size map, it probably wouldn't have changed still. Yeah, pretty much still the same. 755. Gotta break all the rest. There's still some stragglers after that. Did you learn how to husk coconuts? That's where the real money is? I mean, that may be true. I've never tried. Let's just get controller. How much is what? Oh, this is the widget one. It's gonna be this one. Oh, 750 megabytes. It used to be 1.1 gigabytes. I've dropped it down a good amount because it was linked also to the HUD. So I've unlinked the HUD successfully, but now like the main HUD. But now I have to unlink like all the deck stuff and all the cards, and there's a lot more to unlink. The interesting thing for it is the top one here is the blueprint function library. So my guess is because I don't have an actual reference to anything in the blueprint function library, is something below here is probably plugged into and using the blueprint function library with an object with an actual direct reference. And that's probably where I need to find it and remove it. So what I'm doing now might not affect anything until I find whatever is using the blueprint function library with a hard reference. That's probably what it is. It's probably gonna go from like all to none at some point. This is deck builder. Just copy you. This is an object. Oh, this needs to be updated. This needs to be made into just a regular widget object reference. Oh, for once, this one didn't complain immediately. How did it not complain? Well, this is definitely not gonna work. How's it even? How's it not complaining? This is not not possible. So why did it not? Oh, okay. What? Yeah, now it won't. Okay, just not gonna question it, I guess, too hard. Just gonna set this up, ignoring the. I don't know. Probably get all notes. That, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You do this, but for your components, so you don't have to hard reference them. Just pull them from the owning character or owner. Yeah, you could do from the you do get owner, get component by class. Yep. Yep. So I need to set card mode. Okay, that's a new one. Set card mode. Takes deck card mode. Okay, where are the cards? We gotta set that up. Okay. Does this have? Does not have the reference to the stuff that I'm going through right now. So we continue on. You already have that component by class. You mean replacing that with a blueprint interface call? I mean, yeah, you can do that. The difference is blueprint interface call will send something to the component versus being able to get something from another component. I mean, you can do it as a get as well, but depends. I guess it depends on how you're doing it. But yeah. Did you ever check whether the get component from class is a hard reference? I'm assuming not, but Ken did not check. Yeah. You checked it and also checked it with a blueprint interface. Both seem to have no difference. Okay, cool. And then, I mean, yeah, well, then why not leave it be? If it's fine, no reason to overcomplicate it. Look at you, Leo. No reason to overcomplicate it, right? All right. You know it's going to be in a character in any event. I mean, yeah, do it. If you feel more comfortable with it, then do it. I'm personally glad that I'm doing this, even though this is going to take me a long time. I'm still so glad that I did not do this at the beginning. It would have, so much time would have been lost. If you use a blueprint interface to get a component reference, then if you're getting an exact reference to that specific component, then it is a hard reference. Even if a blueprint interface is the one that's getting you the thing, it's still a hard reference. Only way it's not a hard reference from what I've deduced at this point is if it's just literally the base classes. Do I not have get starting cards? How do I have get? How am I? Get all starting. How is the name already in use? Oh, because I do already have that. Why did it not come up? Get all. Oh, there it is. Might have been a typo. I should promote that to a local variable. There we go. There we go. That's better. The difference is you're referencing the component and not the actors attached So you don't directly load the actor. Well, the actor won't be loaded, but will the component be loaded? Because isn't the component still... Or is a component not an actor? It's called an actor component. Is it not a child of actor? Yeah, I could be wrong. This is the card collection. So I need to know, but I'm passing through the deck builder. Yeah, so I just don't need this. Oh, nope. Yeah, I would check that, Leo. I'm not 100%, but I thought actor components were children of actors. And if that's the case, then I would think they would go under the same rules. What is this? This is the decks. Grid panel deck. Children count. And the card slot index. Okay, so what are we gonna do with this? Grid panel deck, children count. So I need the deck builder deck, children count. Let's start with that. Just returns an integer. I need you. Okay. Good. So here, get children count. So that's this one. And then we need to get the remove deck card. Which is this. Let's do cleaner. Okay, and then this one is card slot index. So let's do get deck builder card slot index. Deck builder decks card slot index. Okay. Let's plug these in. Hey, Turning Cog, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Other way. What am I building? I am also, did you call me a social influencer? That's weird. That sounds weird. I am currently hard referencing a bunch of stuff, basically, where I've had it referenced to the game mode variable directly, and like the HUD in some places, and I'm just cleaning things up, refactoring. Because right now, the character, like the player, is referenced to all of this, and it doesn't need to be. And this takes up to 720 megabytes, and he is 755. So the majority of this is this. And it doesn't need to be, and I'm at the point where I know that things are working and going to be kept more or less the same for going forward, with slight tweaks, and obviously, but so it's a good time to finally do this. Now, I didn't say everything's supposed to go in the game mode. I say everything I have in terms of variables was all linked to the game mode, which is very convenient and good for me. Yes, that hasn't changed. Everything from the HUD class is what had all the variables. No, the game mode has, well, both things have variables for different things. The HUD has the variables for the HUD things, for the UI things, and the game mode has things like that are game related. And the biggest influence on the PCG understanding in the larger community. Can someone help me understand PCG as well? I'm trying hard to fight for us all to understand PCG better. Like I was talking with some devs that were making PCG. I'm like, as just a layman, this doesn't make, like, I expect this to work differently. And I can just communicate to them that I expect things to work differently in an easier manner for like the layman to understand, and then I understand. So I can only pass that like feedback along and hope that, you know, they make it better for everyone. I don't know what I meant. No, I know what I meant. I very much know what I meant. But basically here you can see it says game mode, then the deck builder, which is widget stuff. I've moved that to the HUD. And so these links are wrong anyways. And so like things are still linked together. But now I need to clean up a bunch of stuff. Current deck size, current deck builder deck size. That's okay. That'll do it. It'll be good. It'll be organized. Well, procedural asset really loves the generator. There's actually a question I want to ask you guys after the ads pertaining to PCG. Because ads are about to start. I don't want to ask it during ads. Oh, this is, do I not have generate starting cards? That's this one. The answer is yes, build that. No, that's not what the question is. I know you want me to build a city. I do. I also want to build a city. I do. It's a little more complicated than that. Just a little. There's ads.
Here, pausing for ads.
I know I'm doing this during ads. I'm the worst. I know. I know. How could I? You don't need a city, just a simple multi-floor dungeon with modular everything. Yeah. You don't need a city. Just define city. Okay. So the question I had is a few people... I guess I go here. A few people have asked for me to redo the building series especially once 5.7 comes out, because some things have changed. Mostly, I think, to do with UI, but there are some nodes that have changed the wording. Yes to redoing the building series. I don't know what I would change on a mechanical level, though, is the only thing. It would be all using, obviously, the latest. So there is something that could be improved. I will try to find a way to improve it. But I don't know. Thoughts? Opinions? Hate it, love it, don't care? Curious. I'm a curious. You would vote no. Is it because you know everything already? You don't need it? Working on those suggestions I got the other day? I mean, those suggestions... I did one of them. Stuff is always updated. You can go back to it in 6 months. The last building series was 5.4. Was it TLDR the building series? Make a modular building with an interior. With a modular interior. I never went as far as putting the putting in furniture, but you have everything there to do furniture already, so I didn't see a reason to just make a video on just populating based on the information you already have. I think we're at the point where you need to recycle content and risk low views. That's why I want to ask. Because some people have asked for it, but I personally don't think it's worth it. It's, you know, like, yeah, the UI is different, but do you show how to array them? along a street spline. No. But I wouldn't see, like, I wouldn't do that along, like, the idea behind the building was never to just start populating everything with it procedurally, because I don't think your computer will be able to survive that, because that's too much, I think. I think it was more designed to make the building, lock it in, do the clear PCG link, so you have a nice, actor, and then you can just spawn it wherever you want. It was never designed to, yeah, this is the way to do it. And it's more, and even more so, it was always designed to just teach people how to use PCG. More so than here's the best way of creating a modular building. So yeah, so that's why I wanted to get your guys' opinions and thoughts. You know what you could do? You could do something on the same concept. The convenience store. I mean, it's just still another building. There are certain things that I don't have answers to still. That's the problem. Like, I would love to do like super custom roofs, but I don't know a way of doing super custom roofs still. Like, not automatically like populated with like angled roofs or something like that. So that's why I haven't done any updates. And then also, the grammar example has already a building set up. I didn't feel like I needed to do a building after grammar came out, because that has like a nice grammar building. As just an example, you can just grab. No, this is set. Roofs are always a nightmare coming from many thousands of hours of in survival crafters. Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah. For sure. I can imagine. It sounds to me like you already made up your mind, so you just want to tell us your... No, I haven't yet. I don't know why you think I have. I wouldn't be asking if I already have. I mean, and I'm also not sure which one you think, if we think I did already decide to do it or not decide to do it. I don't even know. You can't wait 10 years from now when we all use our brain inputs to just pull the know-how on the process to do a thing. I mean, we're not going to pull the know-how. We're going to ask AI telepathically, because we're not going to know anything in 10 years. AI is going to tell us what to do and how to work. And that's it. Is that a surprise reindeer? No ad blockers, everything is custom code. Yeah. Yeah, no custom code, huh? You mean AI code? I see it now. Now, what I would love it when you place a node in the middle of a line, it would just get connected, or like you could hold a hotkey, and then this would just be automatically attached in between these nodes. That's what I wish for. And I know other programs have this functionality. I know it's possible. Unreal doesn't, though. Unfortunately, Unreal doesn't. Those young kids still believe in John Connor, we wouldn't be in the situations. So I'll be honest, I've only ever watched the third one. The only Terminator I've ever seen was the third one, and that's it. just so I just want to be clear. The third one was the worst one? Well, it's the only one I've ever seen. Yeah. Oh, there's a delayed refresh. What is this? Why is this a delayed one? One and two are great. I shouldn't watch that. Well, too late. The only one I've ever seen is the second one. I mean, it's the third one. And that's because when I started watching movies was as a kid with my dad was when the third one came out. So we wanted to see that. That's the only reason. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to watch the prequel. No, just hey, we just went once a week to the theater and just whatever was on. And it just happened the third one was on at one point, so it's just okay, let's watch the third one. Never seen the other ones. Something you keep thinking about with the automatic connecting when you drop it on the line. Work on that and make a video about it. I can't make that myself. I wish. I have an add to starting card, but I don't have remove starting card. Fine, let's go put it in. And just to make sure. Oh, it's a whole thing. Okay, never mind. Let's do the whole thing. This, ooh, I actually need this to be a output. No, Scrona, that's not it. One of these days when you're finished release spraying Crimson and made your millions, you could sit back and binge watch a bunch of movies? No thanks. I'll play some more games and watch anime as I am now. It's not my thing. It's okay. So you admit you part of the problem of people not believing in John Connor's resistance to the machines. Oh, I'm part of the problem. I mean, look, I don't know. He was in the third one. So oh. That was not your John Connor? Oh, so are there multiple John Connors? Oh, God. Please tell me they're not. Hashtag not John Connor. There's the one they just screwed it up starting at number 3. Well, shit. Look, I also watched Kill Bill Part 2 and not Kill Bill for the same reason. just want to point that out. That I did watch Kill Bill Part 2 and not Kill Bill 1. Was I confused? Yeah, partially. I have not watched any Dune. I did watch the Lord of the Ring trilogy. I did watch all of Lord of the Rings. I did. There was a lot of walking. This is checking here. Sanity restored? Was it the director's cut? No, it was in theaters. I saw it in theaters. The way it was meant to be seen. And if it wasn't meant to be seen like that, if you're gonna say that's not meant to be seen like that, well, then why'd they release it? Redo maybe just for the read? Want me to read? Can I not? Can I do something else? It's not just to read. He said the card slot index as well. Okay. Said card slot, certain card slot index. Yeah. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. One left in here. Nobody was meant to see that film? What do you mean? What do you mean nobody was meant to see that film? That's ominous as hell. Okay, goodbye. I got rid of it. So after about 3 hours of doing this, I'm happy to report that our size map has not changed at all. Because I need to find what is referencing this specifically to start cutting this in. But this was still good. Right? This was still good. But I didn't know that. Now, basically, the blueprint function library is the one that is being called here. Oh, hold on. The blueprint function library has an error. What happened? Oh, now it doesn't. It had one a second ago. Okay. So basically, if something is using the blueprint function library that's passing through a hard reference to something, and I need to find it. Of where it is, I don't know. Because I guess it would need to be something that passes an actor through. None of this passes actors through. No actors. No actors. This has been set to just regular actor for a while. I don't think it's that. Could be this one. It probably is this one. And that's the end of the stream, but I'm just gonna see. Let me move it. There's a few of them. There's a few of them. Right, that one's fine. Yeah, this one is sending in hard reference. Right, so it's probably this. It's probably all of this stuff. Oh yeah, I've been doing this for the past 2 days, not just during the stream. I'm guessing it's all of the reference to self, which no longer need to be a thing, because I can do get player controller, get HUD, close deck builder. All right, let's do that on everything. And or figure out what needs to be done and then do that. Yeah. Hello, I am Chill. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Came in right at the end of the stream. Can you make games on a 15.6 FHD? I mean, check the minimum requirements for Unreal. If it's above that, then yes. Just a matter of what games you want to make. Next place a giggling. Has the engine been unkind to your mind? No, I'm just carefree. You know, I'm just relatively carefree about stuff. That's also, I don't mind doing this. You know, good practice. Think of it as a learning opportunity. I now know how to do this. That's good. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I gotta return to work tomorrow, and I'm sad. So I'll go cry in my corner until the sun comes up. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.